Lewis Hamilton is in second, Charles Leclerc is in third. Now the funny thing is that Max Verstappen is building a lead, or should I say trying to build a lead, staying out of the 1 second margin, because when DRS is activated, that would mean that Lewis Hamilton can use that to his advantage if he's just under 1 second behind Verstappen. So as soon as Verstappen overtook Lewis Hamilton at the start, he was trying to build the lead. It doesn't seem like he's getting away too far ahead, but let's see. Hamilton set the fastest lap of the race so far, so Hamilton's making sure that Verstappen does not get away from him. So just to reconfirm and explain myself, Verstappen overtook Hamilton at the start. First turn, the first right turn at the start, he overtook Hamilton and then tried to get away from Hamilton. However, Hamilton is making sure that Verstappen does not get away, and the reason why, not only because of just this building a lead, but also it comes down to DRS. DRS is the dynamic race drag. Basically, like I said, that the dynamic race drag, which I am calling it, it's not the official name, but it basically allows you to, if you're less than a second behind the opponent that you're racing in front of you, then you can open your DRS wings, which gives you less drag, which means that you can actually be able to overtake and be faster than the guy in front of you, as long as you're less than a second behind the guy in front of you. So that is why Lewis Hamilton is staying very close to Verstappen, and that's why Verstappen is trying to get away from Hamilton. Because if Hamilton gets the DRS, which they will shortly open, I believe at lap, it might be the next couple of laps, they will activate the DRS. So then Lewis Hamilton will be able to catch up and maybe even pass Verstappen if DRS is activated, if Verstappen cannot get away from Hamilton. We're just waiting to see what's going to happen when DRS is activated, how close Lewis Hamilton will get to the back of Verstappen. If you have any questions in the chat, you just post your questions there. I'll try and answer it as quickly as I can. I'll look at the information I have and I'll try and answer any questions. If you have any questions about the race so far, Lewis Hamilton is still not allowing Verstappen to get away from him. Lewis Hamilton is very much in control, right behind Verstappen, making sure that Verstappen does not get away from him. However, what is funny is that third place Leclerc is 8 seconds behind the two leaders. 8 seconds. That means that Verstappen and Hamilton is literally racing hard. They are racing hard in the front. Leclerc is now almost being passed by. Okay, so DRS is activated. I can confirm that I've just seen DRS is activated. Bottas is trying to overtake Leclerc. Bottas is trying to overtake Leclerc. He did not, but trust me, there's only a matter of time. That Ferrari cannot keep that Mercedes behind him unless if Bottas makes a driver error, which he does quite. He does make a lot of driver errors recently, so unfortunately that's just the truth. Ricardo is in 5th, Perez, Sergio Perez is in 6th, Ocon is in 7th, Carlos Sainz is in 8th, Lando Norris is in 9th, Alonso in 10th, Stroll 11th, Vettel 12th, Gasly is in 13th. Gasly's car just broke down on the side of the road, and that might give a yellow flag. The yellow flag might come out because of Gasly's car breaking down on the side of the road. Safety car is deployed, but sorry, that is not Gasly. That is not Gasly. That is not Gasly. So I believe that is Gasly's teammate. Japanese driver. So Yuki Tsunoda, thank goodness they're showing his name. Yuki Tsunoda is out of the race on the side of the road, and he's causing a safety car to come out, which I can only imagine is going to be frustrating for Verstappen that has a decent amount of control of the race. Lewis Hamilton is making sure that Verstappen does not get away. All he had to do was literally try and get to some kind of exit road, but now he decided to stop on the worst possible place. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, looking at these rookie drivers, what they do is ridiculous, dude. They really need to, like, learn how to drive in Formula 1, because they've got no understanding of what they should be doing and what their etiquette is. They're very much concerned about themselves, it seems. Very sad to see how these young rookie drivers are behaving, which I think is more a thing to do with their young and dumb, unfortunately. Young and inexperienced would be the correct phrase. Okay, so the correct phrase is young and inexperienced. They're showing Alfa Romeo doing some mistakes with their tires, not putting in the right tires, waiting, so someone trying to pit is now basically it's either Kimi Räikkönen or Kimi Räikkönen's teammate Gio Benassi is Kimi Räikkönen's teammate. He was stuck in the pit lane because the team didn't get their tires correct. So everybody was like swapping tires, not knowing why they have the wrong tires. So they're saying that the tire wasn't inflated properly, a totally deflated tire. So lap 10 of 66 laps, Lewis in front. Remember, we were behind the safety car. Verstappen is in front, leads Lewis Hamilton. Leclerc is behind Hamilton. Bottas is behind Leclerc, which is in 4th. Ricardo in 5th. Perez in 6th. Ocon in 7th. Carlos Sainz in 8th. Lando Norris in 9th. I'm wondering why Lando Norris is in 9th position. Because he's normally better with his car, he's normally faster in the cabin than Ricardo, but Ricardo's in 5th, Lando Norris is in 9th, Alonso in 10th, Stroll is in 11th, Vettel in 12th, Gasly is in 13th. There's some investigation happening with Gasly. I'm not sure if Liam and his teammate touched each other, I'm not sure. Räikkönen is in 14th, and then Räikkönen drives a Alfa Romeo Formula 1 car. So Mick Schumacher, which is Michael Schumacher's son, is in 15th. Mazepin is in 16th, which is very strange because Mazepin is always last. But I think it's because of the two Williams went in for the pits. Seeing that Giovinazzi, also Raikkonen's teammate, also an Alfa Romeo driver, he had an issue in his pits where his team literally took out a deflated tire and then realized that they were going to put a deflated tire on his car, and then they literally spoiled his race for him, which is ridiculous. But okay, fine, that is their team that needs to figure that out, why they're making these mistakes. And basically the pinnacle of motor racing, I've got no idea. Nicholas Latifi is in 18th, and also his teammate Russell is in 17th. If you have any questions in the chat, do post your questions in the chat. If you have any questions, post it in the chat. If you have any questions, post it in the chat. Anything regarding the race, post it in the chat. If you have any other questions, I might be able to assist you anyways. Okay, Sergio Perez is moving up, but I believe Sergio Perez might have gone into the pit. Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll is battling. Yes, the race has resumed. Safety car is in the pits. The race has resumed. That's why everybody is attacking everybody on the racing. So Lewis Hamilton is now obviously going to stop Verstappen from getting away. So I would say within the next couple of laps we will see Hamilton making a move on Verstappen. The next 3 laps, I say the next 3 or 4 laps, Hamilton will literally make a move on Verstappen. That's what I think. Or maybe the team will tell him that he needs to just stay behind Verstappen so they can control the race. Because I'm not sure if you guys know this, Mercedes is master strategists. So Mercedes will know exactly what to do. And if they can just stay behind Verstappen, I'm pretty sure as long as they can ask Lewis Hamilton to stay just behind, just a second or so, just behind Verstappen, they can control whatever Verstappen does. I think that's exactly what they might do. So just the positions again: Verstappen first, Hamilton second, Leclerc third, Bottas fourth, Ricciardo fifth, Perez seventh. And we also have Esteban Ocon in 7th, Carlos Sainz in 8th, Lando Norris in 9th, Lance Stroll in 10th, Lando Norris in 11th, Sebastian Vettel 12th, Kevin Gasly in 13th, Kimi Räikkönen 14th, George Russell in 15th, and Max Verstappen in 16th. That's what happened. He went out of the track limits. I believe he went into the pits to serve his penalty. So that is why. I think he still might be. He still is going to serve his penalty. He hasn't served it yet. DRS is enabled. DRS is enabled. DRS is just a feature in Formula 1 that allows people to overtake you if they're literally right behind you, less than a second behind you, and that's exactly what Hamilton needs now. Hamilton is a second behind Verstappen. If Hamilton wants to overtake Verstappen, then he'll probably okay, I think he might actually, okay, he's literally less than a second behind Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton is less than a second behind Verstappen. So if the move is going to happen, it's going to happen soon. However, I suspect, and do suspect what's going to happen is that Lewis Hamilton's team has told him to stay behind and just follow Verstappen and do not get too far away from Verstappen. And just be Verstappen's shadow to see what they do. There's pit stop strategy, because now it's all comes down to what Verstappen does. If Verstappen pits, then Lewis Hamilton's team will strategize and make sure that whatever Verstappen did, Lewis Hamilton will end up in front when it comes to his time to take a pit stop. Hamilton is less than 0.8 thousandths or 800ths of a second. Okay, so let me just make it easy so I don't make mistakes. He was less than a second behind Verstappen. Now he's about a second behind Verstappen. So it's very obvious that Verstappen and Hamilton are the only ones racing each other legitimately. The rest of the other drivers are on a much slower pace compared to Verstappen and Hamilton. Verstappen and Hamilton are on their own pace. They're on a different speed level. They're pushing way harder, should I say. If you have any questions in the chat, Okay, I just saw someone being rude in the chat. Fabrico Gareta, you got your 2 seconds of fame. Please do not be rude in the chat. So we're looking at the race again. They're showing a replay of Nicholas Latifi passing Mick Schumacher, poor Mick Schumacher with his Haas. Unfortunately, if you don't know this, Haas has got the worst racing cars in Formula 1 at the moment. That is why Nicholas Latifi easily passed Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher is Michael Schumacher's 7-time world champion son, if you do not know that. I think Mick Schumacher might be a good driver, but I don't think he's on the same caliber as his father, of course, for obvious reasons. Maybe because you could say it's because he's still very young. However, when Lewis Hamilton came into Formula 1, the guy literally almost won the world championship within his first starting career of Formula 1. I believe he actually almost won it legitimately the second season in Formula 1, but Kimi Räikkönen beat him by a couple of points. It was all down to the last championship race in Brazil. I still remember it. I still watched it. It was very rainy that day, and that is why there was a very big chance for him to win, because people were hoping that Kimi Räikkönen won't be able to have enough points in the bag, because I don't believe Kimi Räikkönen was first in that race. I believe he barely scraped enough points to have the first Ferrari championship under his own belt. So just to clarify again, or just to highlight that Hamilton is literally 1 second behind Verstappen. He is not allowing Verstappen to get away. Leclerc in third position is 5 seconds behind the leaders. The leaders are on their own pace. So Verstappen and Hamilton are literally pushing each other. So we might see some gremlins creeping in, because ultimately when these cars are being pushed to the limit, we will find out whether those cars can actually handle it. Now, I do not doubt that Verstappen's Honda and his Red Bull team has got a strong engine and a very reliable engine. I believe they've sorted out all those gremlins. McLaren unfortunately had to take the biggest brunt, the biggest damage to their reputation when they told Honda to give or to be the engine supplier. Unfortunately, that caused a major setback in their reputation, and fortunately Red Bull is reaping the benefits of Honda and McLaren's failed relationship, because Honda learned a lot from McLaren. I can promise you that. McLaren is a literal championship winning team, and now they're barely top 8 sometimes. Honda made a massive dent in McLaren's reputation, and guess what? Honda is basically succeeding, is relishing, is growing from the fact that McLaren took that gamble, that risky gamble that cost them a massive amount, a big chunk of their reputation. So Verstappen is still in front, Hamilton, Leclerc in third. Leclerc is 6 seconds. So as I mentioned, the front runners, Verstappen and Hamilton, they're continuously pushing each other further. The Ferrari and Leclerc cannot keep up with that pace, and the fact that Bottas hasn't even passed Leclerc is crazy. Like Bottas and Lewis Hamilton is driving the same car, and they can't pass Leclerc and keep up with the pace that Lewis is making to be able to pass Leclerc. That is just crazy to me. So then Daniel Ricciardo is in 5th, Sergio Perez is in 6th. I hope that Sergio Perez can do something, at least get up and Perez do something. I don't follow Perez that much, but I just want to see him do a little bit better, because Gasly and Albon wasn't that good of a team drivers for Red Bull, or should I say teammates for Verstappen to keep up with Verstappen's pace. But I want to see Perez. I think Perez has got what it takes. I just think that there might be a combination of team orders and giving someone lesser or powerful car. I still think his car is better than most people's car. And that's why I don't understand why Bottas can't pass Leclerc, which is obviously the slowest freaking car in the top 3 right now, or top 4. So Ricciardo is 6 seconds behind Bottas. So I don't think Ricciardo will be able to keep up with Bottas for obvious reasons. We already know Mercedes versus McLaren. McLaren, unfortunately, they're not nearly the type of team that they were less than 5 years ago. Ocon is in 7th, behind Perez. Carlos Sainz is in 8th. And then we also have Lando Norris, which is very surprising that Lando Norris is in 9th position. Lando Norris is normally out-qualifying and out-positioning his teammate Daniel Ricciardo, but in this instance he is literally 9th and his teammate is in 5th. Daniel Ricciardo, Lance Stroll in 10th, Alonso 11th, Sebastian Vettel 12th, Raikkonen 13th, and then we've got George Russell 14th, Nicholas Latifi in 15th, and Antonio Giovinazzi in 16th. Antonio Giovinazzi's race was messed up only because of his teammates. When he went into the pit, his pit crew literally took out a flat tire and then realized as soon as they held the tires to put it on his car when he went for the pit stop. And then they realized, oh damn, he took out a flat tire. Like, what type of... Dude, you're literally on the pinnacle of racing. And you're literally making that type of mistakes where you deliberately take a tire you shouldn't take and you want to put it off in the car and then realize, oh no, now the driver has to wait an extra 10 or 20 seconds for us to get the right tire. and then destroy his race and put him into last position. That is, so I feel very bad to continue Giovinazzi. I don't think that's fair. His teammates need to take full responsibility. I hope that they readjust and reassess what the team is doing, what pit crew is doing, because that is not right. They are supposed to be on top of their game. If race car drivers are supposed to, pay attention every millisecond to be faster and quicker than the guy in front of them and the guys behind them, then I don't understand why a teammate requiring only a couple of seconds to do a pit stop can't do their job correctly. That is ridiculous. At the moment we're just waiting patiently to see who is going to make the first pit stops, when they're going to start making the pit stops, what the pit stop strategies are, especially of the front runners, to see who is going to take the risk, because the first person to pit is normally the person that takes the biggest risk. So I'm going to guess that Lewis Hamilton will definitely only pit after Verstappen has made the first pit stop. Okay, so is that Mercedes? No, that is Alpine. Okay, so either Fernando Alonso or Ocon is getting ready for their first pit stop. Fernando Alonso is getting ready for his pit stop. Also, Vettel is also getting ready for his pit stop. Vettel and Fernando Alonso. Personally speaking, I know Vettel is a champion. I know he's won so many championships. I think he's won 4 championships, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. I'm just going off of memory. I'm not having any papers in front of me to give me the absolute facts, but I believe Vettel is a 4-time world champion. But today you will actually wonder how that's even possible, because he's fallen so far from grace that you don't even know what happened to him. We were all hoping that he would beat Lewis Hamilton in Ferrari, but Ferrari didn't do so well, and Verstappen, I keep on saying Verstappen, Vettel is definitely not the same driver he once was when he was driving for Red Bull. That is 100%. Even if you like Verstappen, I keep on saying Verstappen, even if you like Vettel, you have to admit that Vettel is no longer the driver he was before. There's just no way. Carlos Sainz, Ferrari is also in the pits. Stroll is in the pits as well. So basically so very soon, in the next couple of laps, we might see Verstappen and Hamilton come in. However, like I mentioned, normally with what happens is that Lewis Hamilton being behind Verstappen will wait for Verstappen to pit first. Why? Because then as soon as Verstappen is in the pit, it only takes Hamilton a couple of seconds to improve on his performance, make a better lap, build this little bit of a lead, being out in front, and then ultimately coming out ahead when he has to pit. That is all it takes. That is what pitting is. We also have Bottas coming. So Bottas came in for a pit, which is very surprising. I would have expected him to at least try and race the clear, but we all know that Bottas is the designated second driver of the team. They don't really care about strategy for Bottas. All they care about is that Bottas is somewhere top 4, top 5. That's all they care about. We all know Hamilton is unfortunately the white sheep and Bottas is the black sheep. Not necessarily the black sheep, but he doesn't get any advantage or any boost in the team to get, oh my god, Lewis Hamilton is starting to catch up to Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton is catching Verstappen and it looks very scary. I think it's because he's getting ready to go into the pits and is eager for Verstappen to go into the pits. I believe Lewis Hamilton is pressuring Verstappen right now, not just because he wants to pass him, but because he wants Verstappen to pit, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Verstappen went into the pits with the pressure from Lewis, and Lewis Hamilton went immediately for his next lap without pitting. Verstappen pit is 4.2 seconds, which is okay. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Verstappen pit 4.2 seconds, not the best, but it's not too bad. His total pit stop was 23 seconds. So now it all comes down to how fast is Lewis going to do the lap. Lewis Hamilton just said something on the radio and I didn't hear what he said. Okay, so they say that Bottas is doing a very good lap on his new fresh tires. I'm not sure what that matters because he's still in 6th position. He's not the front runners. %82% chance of Hamilton overtaking. 80% chance of Hamilton overtaking. Sorry, this is 80% chance of Verstappen overtaking Hamilton. So Hamilton, so basically what's happening, Hamilton is now catching up the back markers and then slowing him down, and that is giving Verstappen the opportunity to pass. They say that Verstappen is almost surely going to pass. Yep. They say that the prediction is Verstappen will pass Hamilton when Hamilton goes to the pits. Hamilton is still behind Mazepin, which means he's losing pace, which means he's most likely. Fastest lap is Valtteri Bottas, 1 minute 21 seconds. So it seems that Toto Wolff is speaking to race control regarding the fact that Lewis Hamilton is being held back by a back marker, which is too late. That damage is done. Verstappen should be able to take the lead back from Hamilton because of the fact that Hamilton took the gamble. Like, you know, you can only do it so many times. Like, how many times does Mercedes have to do the same strategy? Wait, like be behind the front runner, stay behind the front runner, wait for the front runner to do the first pit stop, and then you go into the pits after you made a couple of fast laps. They always do that same strategy, so this time it didn't work out for them, which is good because this Mercedes, they need to start understanding that they can't just always rely on the same strategy, dude. But now the problem might be that Hamilton is going long, so it means that Hamilton will not be pitting very soon. He is trying to push it even more to try and see if he can put himself in a better position, because currently if he pits now he will lose track position, he will not be first. Verstappen will regain his first position. complaining, Verstappen is complaining that the pit stop was too slow. I thought it was decent. Because I thought that, you know, the fact that they had to make the, like, I saw so many teams doing 4 seconds, so when I saw 4.2 seconds, I thought it was okay, but it seems like it's too slow for Verstappen, especially for what their standard is, and I agree with him, because if Lewis Hamilton just went into the pits immediately after Verstappen pit, he would have most likely retained the lead, took the lead over from Verstappen. So Hamilton is trying not to pit soon. Hamilton is trying to push for a longer stint before he actually pits. Because of back markers, he was held up and he cannot follow the strategy of trying to pit, because he will most surely lose his position. Leclerc is in second position, which means Leclerc is yet to pit. He's 12 seconds behind Hamilton. Okay, so Lewis Hamilton, the pit crew is making ready for the pit stop. Lewis Hamilton is coming in for the pit. Let's see how quick his pit stop is to understand what his speed is in relation to Verstappen's pit stop. Pit stop for 2.7 seconds, dude. 2.7 seconds for Lewis Hamilton's pit stop. Damn, man. Now it shows you why Verstappen had reason to be angry. Because his pit stop was 4.2 seconds. Lewis Hamilton's pit stop was 2.7 seconds. Big difference. Hello, Kushan. Anybody's wondering, Verstappen took the lead back. Verstappen's in first position, Lewis Hamilton second. To get something to eat, I'm pretty hungry and my throat is dry, so I have to drink something as well. So yeah, so back to the racing. So basically we have a Gasly trying to pass Giovinazzi, which is the Lotus, which we already know he got screwed over by his teammates, his pit crew when he went into the pits. So Gasly is about to pass Antonio Giovinazzi. Sergio Perez has made a move on overtook Carlos Sainz, I think. No. So Sergio Perez overtook Kimi Räikkönen, Carlos Sainz overtook Kimi Räikkönen. So Kimi Räikkönen's Alfa Romeo is not doing very well. It's not fast enough. I think most of us already know that. Hamilton is 3 seconds behind Verstappen, but he does have the fastest lap of the race so far. So fastest lap of the race does go to Lewis Hamilton at the moment. So they're telling Leclerc that they will not stop anymore. They're telling Leclerc they will not have any more stops. So Ferrari, Leclerc in 4th position will not have another stop. Bottas actually overtook Leclerc from the pits. So because of Bottas' stop, he overtook Leclerc. So Gasly eventually overtook Antonio Giovinazzi. So update, Pierre Gasly overtook Antonio Giovinazzi. The only reason why Antonio Giovinazzi is fighting for 15th position is because his teammate screwed up. Just to give you an update if you didn't know that. Daniel Ricciardo is attacking Sergio Perez. Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren is attacking. No, sorry, that is reverse. Sergio Perez is attacking Daniel Ricciardo. Why did I? It's because of the names. So Perez should overtake Daniel Ricciardo, which I think is the right move. Because if you look at Verstappen's pace, Sergio Perez should be able to overtake the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo. So sooner or later, Sergio Perez will be able to overtake Daniel Ricciardo for 5th position. Now, it's kind of sad because Daniel Ricciardo has been holding on to 5th position for such... so Sergio Perez has got slipstream, he's got DRS enabled on the split straight. He most likely will perhaps... No, he can't because Daniel Ricciardo is moving all over the place trying to get Sergio Perez not to pass him. However, Sergio Perez is on a mission. Sergio Perez will definitely have him passed very soon. Back markers interfering. I believe that's Mazepin again interfering. All that Mazepin has to do is get off the racing line when you have blue flags. When there's blue flags, get off of the racing line. Let whoever needs to pass you and pay attention to who you're actually racing. Unfortunately, Mazepin is not an experienced driver. He's a rookie. Inexperienceness means that you will do stupid things. That is what I am seeing the theme today. The theme today is that young drivers do not so smart things. Like, I can't understand why Yuki, the retired driver of Red Bull's AlphaTauri team, why he would literally stop on the side of the road if all he had to do was wait for a proper area that would be more convenient for the race, so they don't have to put safety cars. Because personally I feel every time there's a safety car and Verstappen is literally doing his best. Okay, so they are highlighting that Verstappen and Hamilton's race is back on. Remember, Hamilton was 3 seconds behind Verstappen. Guess what? Less than a second. Hamilton is less than a second behind Verstappen. Now I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure how Lewis Hamilton goes from being 3 seconds behind to now being less than a second behind Verstappen, because I figured that he would have come out of his pit and be much closer to Verstappen, but it seems that he's got the pace to keep up with Verstappen and also rail in and catch up to Verstappen. So not only does Lewis Hamilton have the pace to, put on the fastest lap of the race so far. Yes, Lewis Hamilton has the fastest lap of the race, but he was 3 seconds behind. He's catching up to Verstappen, and Verstappen doesn't seem to be able... Oh wait, so Verstappen's last lap was 1 minute 21.5, and Lewis Hamilton is 0.053 fast. Oh sorry, 0.021 fast. So I believe that's 200ths of a second, so 200ths of a second faster. So Verstappen is increasing his lap times. He is increasing his speed. He is improving on his lap time. Verstappen is improving on his lap times. He is trying to, you know, let's say, drive faster, do better laps. However, the issue is if Hamilton already has this much pace. If Hamilton already has this much pace, then I don't know how Verstappen will be able to keep him behind. So Verstappen is literally less than a second in front of Hamilton. Hamilton will get DRS on the pit straight. They're at the pit straight. DRS isn't able for Lewis Hamilton. He is catching up to Verstappen very quickly. He's pretending as if he's making a move on the right side. He's not making a move. He's just making Verstappen anxious. He's trying to see if he can force Verstappen to make a mistake. So now it all comes down to experience. Will Verstappen make a mistake purely because of pressure? I do not know. We have to watch and see. Will Verstappen make a mistake because of Lewis Hamilton putting pressure on him? Because what Lewis Hamilton is doing, he is making Verstappen stress. He's making Verstappen drive faster. He's making Verstappen know that and fully aware that he's there. They're also talking about crosswinds. There are crosswinds on the track. They say that the crosswinds could affect the drivers in specific corners, especially just before you get to the final pit straight. Those corners before you reach the pit straight, they could affect them quite heavily, the crosswinds. So we might see someone making a mistake because of the crosswinds. The crosswinds is just an indication of the wind forcing the car's aerodynamics in a specific way that the car is not meant to handle, because the winds are supposed to come from the front of the car. The car is designed to handle downforce, to handle the airflow coming from the front, not coming from side or from different angles apart from the front. So that is what might happen. Crosswinds might catch the driver off guard, and we might see mistakes happen purely because of the way the cars are designed and the fact that there are crosswinds. So I think the only thing that Lewis Hamilton is betting on, if he's a betting man, is he is just trying to put as much pressure on Verstappen, because he's very close to Verstappen. He's less than a second. The tire life of Hamilton's tire is 8 laps. The tire life of Verstappen is 12 laps. So tire life of Hamilton is 8. Tire life of Verstappen is 12 laps. Lando Norris is in 9th, and I believe he just passed Raikkonen. So Lando Norris also passed Raikkonen. Poor Raikkonen's Alfa Romeo cannot do much. All he can do is just give up his positions because of his lack of pace, lack of speed. He does have DRS, so Lewis Hamilton's on the pit straight. He got the DRS again. So basically all that Lewis Hamilton is doing is using the DRS to stay as close as possible and perhaps even see if there is an opportunity to make a pass. They're just showing that Lando Norris made a pass on the Raikkonen. Nothing surprising there. Also see a pass from Nicholas Latifi on Antonio Giovinazzi. So Nicholas Latifi also passed Antonio Giovinazzi. The 17th, so 16th position. So that is why Nicholas Latifi is in 16th position, because Antonio Giovinazzi, also an Alfa Romeo, does not have the pace His car is not fast enough. It's not good enough to do much. Leclerc is 16 seconds. 16 seconds, dude, behind Bottas. Sorry, 17 seconds behind Bottas. So Leclerc, Ferrari in 4th position is 17 seconds behind Bottas. And Bottas is 6 seconds behind the leaders, which is Verstappen and Hamilton. Like I said, Verstappen and Hamilton, they're pushing each other. They've been pushing each other since the start of this race. Hamilton has stayed with the pace of Verstappen and has... Oh my... Okay, so is that Kimi Räikkönen or Giovinazzi? So I believe the front runners have just passed Giovinazzi in 17th position. So what's happening is Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton are starting to lap the back runners of the race. The next person that they are going to overtake is Nicholas Latifi Williams. So these back markers might actually slow down Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton might look for an opportunity to pass Verstappen. Specifically seeing that in some situations back markers can actually put you in very compromising positions. Vettel came into the pits. Vettel came into the pits. He's now 17th position. So what we are expecting is that this race is going to be going down. It's going to be no one will know what's going to happen. That's what I'm trying to say. No one knows what's going to happen between Verstappen and Hamilton until the last final lap. Because we do not know what kind of cars Hamilton and Mercedes has under their sleeve. Because we already know that Mercedes has all the cars. They've got so many cars up their sleeves, so many tricks up their sleeves that they most likely know what to do with Verstappen being in front of them, and they're just waiting for the opportunity. They're waiting for the right time to execute their plan. So don't ever misjudge Mercedes. Underestimate is the right word. Do never underestimate Mercedes tactics and the tricks that they can pull out of their sleeves. I wanted to say something else, but I decided not to. Hamilton is 0.5 seconds, 0.4 seconds. Hamilton is less than a second behind Verstappen. Verstappen is just trying to stay away. It almost makes me see that Verstappen's cornering speed might be better than the Mercedes. The speed of the... Okay. Sergio Perez is about to pass Daniel Ricciardo. Sergio Perez is making moves on Ricciardo, and I also believe that they might soon be investigating Daniel Ricciardo, because Daniel Ricciardo is defending his position, dude. He's defending for his life. He does not want Perez to pass him. So the McLaren of Ricciardo on 5th is defending like his life depends on it. He doesn't want Perez in 6th position to pass him. I'm just looking at Perez right now. It seems that Perez has actually lost the position because of... Why does it look like Perez has got car problems? Because he lost a little bit of time on that last attempt to pass Ricciardo. Again, Hamilton pit straight opens his DRS. He activated his DRS at pit straight. They're turning onto the first, second, third corner. Hamilton is so close to Verstappen. You just know something is going to happen. You just know it. Something is going to happen with Hamilton and Verstappen. They're showing Perez, the rewind. They're showing Perez made a mistake. Prix made a mistake. That's why. So Prix made a mistake. That's the problem. All he had to do was just stay behind Ricciardo. Just like do what Lewis Hamilton is doing to Verstappen. Oh, Lewis Hamilton's making a little bit of a mistake just before the pit straight, but the deer is actually saved him. The deer is saved Lewis Hamilton, even though he made a little bit of a mistake entering the corner just before you enter the pit straight. So the last corner before going on the pit straight, he made a little bit of a steering mistake. He's pitting. Lewis Hamilton's pitting. Lewis Hamilton is going to the pits. That is strange. Why would he go into the pits? Why is he going to the pits? Yep. So what is going on now is Mercedes is doing a strategy that they said, okay, fine, you stay in front, we will put on new tires so we are faster, we have a fast car, all we need to do is put on new rubber so we can actually do this legitimately. So what might happen, Christian Horner from Red Bull just told Verstappen is the same situation with Hungary, where Mercedes is pulling tricks to try and beat Verstappen. Now, will Verstappen do the same mistake as he did in Hungary, where he decided not to pit immediately? If he doesn't pit immediately, his tires will fall away, his grip will go away. Will he go to the pits? Will he go into the pits? We're waiting to see if will he be turning into the pits? He's not going to the pits. Why did you just go to the pits, Verstappen? You already made a mistake in Hungary. Oh my god, dude. Why would they not let him pit immediately? He made the same mistake in Hungary where Mercedes said, okay, fine, we will change our tires so we can beat you with our pace, our raw pace. They say there's 19% chance of Hamilton overtaking Verstappen. So there's a 14% chance now of Hamilton overtaking Verstappen if Verstappen decides to pit. What I'm saying is, if Verstappen decides, if Verstappen makes the same mistake he did in Hungary, where he decides not to pit as soon as possible, Mercedes will catch up to him. They will catch up to him, and I'm almost sure they will pass him. If Verstappen believes, I just hope it's not Red Bull telling Verstappen not to pit. It's now 20% chance of Hamilton. It's getting up. The percentage is climbing. Hamilton has got 20% chance of passing Verstappen if Verstappen pits. Imagine if Verstappen immediately went into the pits and the team was ready for him. If the team actually said, okay, so Hamilton went into the pits, you have to come in right after Hamilton pit. You have to come in right after this lap, and there was no hesitation. Hamilton just set the fastest lap of the race. Hamilton set the fastest lap of the race. Now the question, so Bottas is in front of Hamilton. Hamilton doesn't have to worry about the guy in front of him. Hamilton set a 1 minute 20.7 second lap. We're talking about 1.1 second faster. His lap was 1.1 second faster than Verstappen. So it seems that they might be putting Verstappen this lap. The end of this lap, they might be. What I'm saying is the fact that they did not put him immediately means that Red Bull is not paying attention, dude. Like, the funny thing is, Christian Horner said, oh yeah, this is the same thing that happened in Hungary. We have the same situation as what happened in Hungary, and they wouldn't let him pit immediately after they saw Hamilton pitting. What is going on in the Red Bull team? They had the information. They even told Verstappen what is happening, what Mercedes is doing, and they didn't act immediately. What is going on, dude? I don't understand why Christian Horner will tell Verstappen, oh yeah, this is the same thing what happened in Hungary, and they do not put him immediately after they saw that. Lewis Hamilton fastest lap 1 minute 20 seconds .728. So we're talking that Lewis Hamilton is shaving a second, at least a second a lap. Not less than a second, at least a second or a little bit more than a second a lap off Verstappen. I think Verstappen is going to lose his lead because his teammate are I do not understand how many, if Christian Horner said this was exactly the repeat of Hungary, why did he not do anything about it? The moment, okay, Sergio Perez just passed Daniel Ricciardo. Sergio Perez eventually caught up to Daniel Ricciardo and eventually, luckily, passed. He passed him on the outside on the first corner after the pit straight. He passed him on the outside, which you don't see that a lot. You don't see that a lot in this race. Hamilton is 18 seconds behind Verstappen. Seriously, if they put Verstappen right now, I believe if they put Verstappen right now, Hamilton will end up first. And it's only Red Bull that can be blamed for this. Look here, if Verstappen ends up in second or third position after this race, then Verstappen should be very annoyed, very angry at his team. 1.7, almost 2 seconds, just under 2 seconds faster. His last lap was almost 2 seconds faster than Verstappen's lap. That is insane. His last lap is almost 2 seconds, just like it's 1.7 seconds faster than Verstappen's lap, dude. I'm sorry, man, but again, Red Bull is making the worst possible decisions. Like the fact that I know I'm going on like a broken record. I know, but he said immediately on the lap, as soon as Hamilton went to the pits, he told Verstappen, hey, the same thing that happened in Hungary is happening now. And he didn't realize that, okay, that might mean that we need to actually pit this time. We shouldn't be dumbasses driving on tires that might lose grip and we won't be able to defend ourselves because Lewis Hamilton made the pit stop and made the right move. Oh man, this is sad. This is just sad. If Red Bull loses this race, it's because they are dumbasses, dude. Like, I'm just going to be straight up with you. If Red Bull loses this race, it's because they are dumbasses, because they could have let their team prepare for a stop immediately as soon as they saw Lewis Hamilton stop. They could, why wouldn't you do that? I'm sorry, I'm just angry, man, because to me it's no longer Verstappen won't be able to do anything now because his team is dumb. So I just want to clarify that I'm not a Verstappen fanboy. I just want someone to beat Lewis Hamilton. I want someone to beat Mercedes. Verstappen is unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to see things, Verstappen and Red Bull are the only team that are able to take the fight to Mercedes, and that I'm happy for. I'm happy for that, and I want to see that, and I'm happy to be able to see that. But if they're literally saying that this is the same situation as Hungary and they're literally doing the same exact thing as they did in Hungary, then what are they expecting? The same exact results in Hungary, where Lewis Hamilton passes Verstappen at the final 2 or 3 laps? Like, I am baffled. I am baffled by Red Bull. Baffled. I am like, Red Bull used to be very good at their strategy, and somehow because of the performance of their engine, they neglected their strategy to sharpen up their strategy skills as it was before. Because I remember they used to like literally tango between Ferrari and Mercedes when they were still, you know, just the third best, not the second best, not the first best. Technically, Red Bull and Honda has one of the best cars right now. One of the best cars. Not many teams can say that, but Red Bull is one of the best teams right now. And imagine that they are literally neglecting the fact that they should still have strategies to be able to beat Mercedes' strategies. Like, why are you making it easy for Mercedes? There is no so if Verstappen pits now, it's game over. If Verstappen pits now, game over. If Verstappen doesn't pit, I would say still game over. I would say it's still game over. The only reason why Hamilton and his team pitted because they knew exactly what his Red Bull idiot team will do, dude. Like this. The sad thing is that Red Bull, I think Red Bull thought that, oh, Mercedes' tires fell off so badly they had to pit Lewis. No, they're playing mind games. They're doing strategy, you dumbasses. And you guys are falling for stupid. Okay, let's just get back to racing. So Carlos Sainz is catching up to Carlos Sainz has passed Lando Norris. Carlos Sainz has passed Lando Norris on the pit straight for 8th position. Carlos Sainz has passed Lando Norris on the pit straight for 8th position. But Lando Norris is back in 9th and Ricciardo's in 7th. So Mercedes is telling Bottas that his teammate is behind him and he's going for the run. Bottas is being told by Mercedes that Lewis Hamilton is behind you and please do not hinder him from getting past you as quickly as possible because he will ultimately go for the win. He will win the Grand Prix. All I'm saying is Verstappen has no way of defending himself when his tires are fading away and Lewis Hamilton is coming at him with brand new rubber compared to his car. And the fact that Red Bull is allowing the same thing to happen happened to Verstappen as they allowed, because I remember in Hungary Verstappen told them let's pit. In Hungary, Verstappen told Red Bull, why didn't we pit? And they said, no, you have track position. Like, how dumb are you, dude? How dumb do you have to be as a team to tell your driver, no, we're not gonna pit because we have track position. Oh, but also, by the way, Hamilton is now less than 10 seconds behind you, and he was about 20 something seconds behind you when he was pitting, and yeah, he's catching up to you about almost close to 2 seconds a lap. He's shaving off 2 seconds a lap off of your, speed and off of your lead. He's shaving off almost 2 seconds. Okay, so Hamilton just went into second position. Bottas led Hamilton through. Bottas is in third position. Hamilton is in second position. Hamilton still has the fastest lap, of course he would. And so not only is Mercedes going for the win, they're also going to get the fastest lap. Easy, done deal. Verstappen, Red Bull, you guys guys are idiots, dude. Seriously. Complete morons. Like, Christian Horner literally said as soon as Lewis Hamilton... Yeah. Verstappen is mad. Verstappen is angry. I don't know, man. It's very wishy-washy at the moment. It's very wishy-washy. So they're saying that Bottas did not make it easy on Lewis Hamilton to pass him, and that Lewis Hamilton had to compromise his speed to pass Valtteri Bottas, even after the team told him, hey buddy, Lewis Hamilton, you know who Lewis Hamilton is? Yes, he is your big brother and he needs to win this race. Even after they told that to Bottas, even then, he still forced Lewis Hamilton to legitimately pass him and slow him down in the process. Lewis Hamilton is 9 seconds behind Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton 9 seconds behind Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton 9 seconds, only 9 seconds. Remember, when he put it, he was almost 26 seconds behind Verstappen. When Lewis Hamilton went into the pits, he was almost 26 seconds behind Verstappen, and Verstappen would have had the chance to keep his lead if he pitted immediately. But now we're back to Hungary. Yes, Christian Horner, we told him this, and guess what? We're back to Hungary, and no, I do not believe that Verstappen will win because of the stupidity of them not pitting. As soon as Lewis Hamilton pit, they should have pitted. They didn't pit. I do not understand what's happening here. We already had this experience. We already went. Like, if they didn't have the experience in Hungary, then I would understand. But they have had the experience. Now it's only 8 seconds. So Lewis Hamilton is 8 seconds behind Verstappen. 8 seconds. Lewis Hamilton just took the fastest lap. 1 minute, 20 seconds, 0.6. I'm sitting here watching Red Bull. I'm thinking to myself, why? So they're predicting within 9 laps Hamilton will be right behind Verstappen in 9 laps. They are predicting within 9 laps. Within 9 laps. Oh my god, they're showing close-ups of Verstappen's tires. They're showing Verstappen's tires. Like, at the moment you can't see that. Okay, on the right tire. The right rear tire of Verstappen's tires looks like it's... Hamilton's tire actually looks worse. Hamilton's tires looks worse than Verstappen's tires looking at video. Remember, I'm looking at video footage. I'm not looking at the actual condition of... I don't know the actual condition. It might be that the actual condition is much worse of Verstappen's tires. For obvious reasons, because it's much older than Lewis Hamilton's tires. But all I'm saying is, it looks like Lewis Hamilton's tires are worse, but there is no way, because Lewis Hamilton just put a fast lap in, and he's shaved off another 1.8 of a second off of Verstappen's lead. He is 5 seconds behind Verstappen. 5 seconds behind Verstappen, dude. Valtteri Bottas has got the fast lap 1 minute 20.09, which is almost 120 dead. Leclerc is in 3rd position. I think Bottas is trying to catch up to Leclerc, it seems. amazing forward thinking by Mercedes, says the race commentator. So amazing forward thinking that they did the same thing a year ago in Hungary. So amazing. And Red Bull is so dumb that they can't even see this coming a mile away and act immediately on it. I am just annoyed because I know that Verstappen will not be able to defend off. Okay, it's 4 seconds. Lewis Hamilton is literally 4 seconds behind Verstappen right now. 4 seconds behind. Lewis Hamilton is 4 seconds behind Verstappen. Verstappen's tires are almost 20 plus laps older. Lewis Hamilton's tires are half of what? Half of what? Whatever Verstappen's tires age is, Lewis Hamilton's tires are practically brand new, supposedly. Bottas just passed Leclerc on the pit straight, so Bottas is back into 3rd position. Bottas just overtook Leclerc after going for a pit stop to go back into 3rd position. So once again, Mercedes just proved that yes, we can pit and yes, we will take a position. Okay, Hamilton 3 seconds behind Verstappen. Hamilton 3 seconds behind Verstappen. There's almost no way. So Hamilton is saying that he might not have any tires left. Okay, we think Verstappen may have less. He definitely will. So why would they put old tires on Hamilton? Why would they put old tires? Why would Hamilton go to the pits and put old tires on and not put basically new tires on? Is Red Bull going? Who's this Perez? Is this Perez or is this Verstappen? This is Perez. Yep, Perez is in the pits. Perez is in the pits. Perez is in the pits. Dude, I thought that was Verstappen there. 2.9 second stop for Perez, which points out the fact that when Verstappen went into the pits and did a 4.2 second pit stop, his pit stop was indeed very slow, which is very strange. And also, by the way, Lewis Hamilton is the second. 1.5 seconds behind Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton is 1.5 seconds behind Verstappen. Do you guys remember when Verstappen could have pitted immediately and still regained his lead? He could have pitted and still regained his lead, but no, he didn't. Yep, Verstappen is like you can see Lewis Hamilton right there behind Verstappen, exactly where they were before. I would say I don't think Lewis Hamilton's tires are that bad. I don't know why people have to listen into the conversations, because most of the conversations are either cryptic or are very trollish. Trollish in the sense of they're saying what they want you to think, not what's real. Because if Lewis Hamilton's tires was exactly the same as Verstappen's tires, then why is he still doing a second a lap quicker than Verstappen on every lap? Why? Ask yourself that question. Okay, so it's now less than, it's not even a second. So Hamilton is not even a second, less than half a second behind Verstappen. It's GG, dude. It's GG. Six laps left. It's GG. Yep, he's about to pass him. He passed him. Lewis Hamilton passed Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton passed Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton passed Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton has passed Verstappen with 6 laps remaining. What will happen now? Lewis Hamilton will not only will he take the lead, which he just did, but now he's going to build the lead. So you won't even see Verstappen at the final laps because of how stupid, idiotic Red Bull is. I'm speechless. Speechless. I believe they're telling Max Verstappen to go into the pit. They're telling Max Verstappen to go to the pits now, boys. They're telling Max Verstappen 5 laps before the end to go to the pit. Oh my god. I am sorry, but Red Bull are idiots. Red Bull deserves to lose, not Verstappen, Red Bull. I'm so annoyed, dude. I am so... You leave your driver out just for him to pit. So they're saying that Stroll tried to do an illegal overtake. Stroll did an illegal overtake, and most likely he will have to give back his position. So you've got Stroll, Pierre Gasly. Is it Kimi Räikkönen as well? Kimi Räikkönen, I believe Fernando Alonso is also part of that. And the funny thing there is that they're all together. They're all very close together. Fastest lap for Sergio Perez 1.19. Like, the only way that Red Bull is going to win is if they start using their brains and start strategizing like Mercedes is strategizing, because they're idiots. Lewis literally said the only reason why Verstappen lost his previous races was, or lost his race previously, was because of mistakes. Now this is a blatant mistake. Red Bull knew better, but they decided not to. Like, it's just frustrating, man. Lance Stroll is just past, legitimately past Pierre Gasly. No, he passed Ocon, right? Lance Stroll was passed by Esteban Ocon. Okay, fine. So Lance Stroll was passed by Esteban Ocon. The Lance Stroll was passed. Oh, went off road. Okay. Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. They're showing an incident between Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. Where Lance Stroll was, they say he was pushed off the track. He wasn't pushed off the track. He was literally driving to the limit and he couldn't keep his car on the track. Fastest lap from Max Verstappen, 118. 118. There's almost no chance for Verstappen to do anything. No chance. You wait until the last 5 laps to only pit then, but you could have put it before. I don't know, man. Like this was literally Red Bull's race to lose, and they lost it because of their own stupidity. Okay, so they're showing Gasly passing Stroll. So, what might have happened when Pierre Gasly So Gasly is passing Stroll. So what might have happened is when Stroll did that move on Alonso where he went off the track and polished his car, and now his car is not functioning the way he would have liked. Okay, so it's very clear that Verstappen is not going to be able to do anything, which is sad. Why didn't they just pit him? Like, maybe wait until like 15 laps till the end and then pit him or something, but you know, these guys, let him pit at least. He has the pace, he has the pace. He did a 1 minute 18 lap, 1 minute 18 second lap. He has the pace. But Red Bull did not allow him. This is sad, man. This was Red Bull's race to lose, and they lost in the most spectacular, idiotic stupidity that I've ever seen a team could muster up. After Hungary, they didn't learn a thing. They didn't even learn a single thing. I feel like people are saying Hamilton versus Verstappen. At the moment, it feels more like Mercedes strategy versus Verstappen. It feels more like we're seeing Mercedes strategy versus the stupidity of Red Bull's strategy and Mercedes basically, you know, just being smarter than Red Bull. That's all we see. That is all. This is not Hamilton versus Verstappen. This is just strategies, dude. Where the one team could have acted properly, but they just didn't. Red Bull is definitely guilty. They could have done something. They could have let him pit maybe 10 laps, 12 laps. I would say they should have pitted him at least 12 laps before the end. At least 12 laps before the end. Let him pit, fresh tires, regardless if Mercedes takes the lead, because they would have known that they would have been screwed anyway, because I could have told them that they would have been screwed because it was obvious. Final lap. This, you know, Verstappen is pushing the car to the limits. The only thing that could happen is he could push the car off the road, but ultimately it won't matter much because ultimately Lewis Hamilton has won from Mercedes, and Mercedes' strategy has ultimately propelled Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton didn't actually officially have to pass Verstappen fair and square to beat Verstappen. It was all Mercedes strategy, all Mercedes strategy. I'm sorry to say, but when I end the stream, I'm gonna end it quickly because I don't think there's any point. I feel the fact that Red Bull did what they did, even if Verstappen said something, they should have told Verstappen, hey, we already know what's gonna happen, so we would need you to pit immediately. Just follow our instructions, pit immediately, we'll give you new tires, and if Lewis Hamilton tries to pass you, then you know what to do, because now you have the grip, you have the rubber to be able to defend, and you have what you need. You have the tools to your disposal, what you need. And there we go, Lewis Hamilton won the Spanish Grand Prix. Most ridiculous race I've ever watched. I don't know what Red Bull was thinking. I really don't know. Red Bull literally watched how Mercedes played them, and they knew Mercedes was playing them, and they still allowed it. It's not about Verstappen to the back to the drawing board. It's that Red Bull needs to understand that the strategy is going to make or break this championship for Verstappen. They need to realize that, and the fact that they knew what they knew today, like, I just feel like a broken record. I will quickly go through the standings, and that is it. So the final standings we have so far is Lewis Hamilton that only won because of his teammate strategy. Only one. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to repeat it. Lewis Hamilton won and beat Verstappen only because of Mercedes strategy. That's all. Max Verstappen lost because of Red Bull stupidity. He is in second. He didn't lose completely, but he's still in second. He didn't beat. He didn't win the race, so he's definitely not the winner in this case. Second position because of regular stupidity. Valtteri Bottas third. Charles fourth. Charles Leclerc fourth. Sergio Perez fifth, which is good to see that Perez is up. Daniel Ricciardo sixth. Carlos Sainz seventh. Lando Norris eighth. Esteban Ocon ninth. Pierre Gasly tenth. Lance Stroll 11th. Kimi Räikkönen 12th. 13th position is Sebastian Vettel. 14th George Russell. Antonio Giovinazzi 15th. Nicholas Latifi is in 16th position. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Live stream if you're watching. I really appreciate it. If you're doing this, subscribe. Then subscribe. I am just shocked. So Verstappen is now saying that he couldn't have kept Mercedes behind. You see, I would say that Verstappen might have told the team that he can keep him behind, but I think that the team knew. The team knew better, right? The team has to know better because they literally referenced Hungary. The team knew better. They should have said that, you know what, Max Verstappen, wait. Let's do this strategy that 15 or maybe 14 laps before the end, or maybe 12 laps before the end, we need to put you and give you new tires, so you can at least attempt to fight, at least. But don't be a sitting duck like in Hungary, and that's exactly what they allowed. They literally allowed this to be a sitting duck situation, repeat of Hungary, and it's a joke. It's a sad joke. They knew better, but they decided not to do anything about it, and that to me means the team is incompetent. Okay, that is gonna be me. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, that is it, man. Ciao for now.